Howdy, friends. Steve DePoe here with the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog for North Texas. Today, home mechanical maintenance. A topic we all want to try to avoid if we can, but it's very important. So let's take a look at some of the facts. We got a shift in the real estate market out there right now. It's still a seller's market. It's still a strong seller's market, but it's not like it was a year, 18 months ago, where you just have to throw your house out there. You got 10 offers, all of them over asking price. It's shifting a little bit more towards the buyer side, but it's still a strong seller's market, if you can understand what I'm saying. And so what any seller wants to do is they want to make sure that their home, which includes all the mechanical features, are in tip-top shape, because now maybe you're competing against the house down the block or around the corner, and you want to make sure that you're going to win out, and you're going to get the offers that the other ones aren't going to get. Okay, so remember that once you receive an offer on the house, the story doesn't end there. We're going to go through a home inspection period or an option period, which normally we do a home inspection. And during that home inspection, the inspector is going to come out and say, hey, the dishwasher doesn't work, or the dishwasher leaks, or the faucet over here doesn't, the drain over here doesn't drain, or those kinds of things. And we want to make sure that all the mechanical features and all the mechanical equipment in the house are in tip-top shape, for a couple of reasons. Number one, so that your house looks superb, it looks awesome, and it doesn't look like it's in disrepair. Okay, and then that raises a question in the mind of the buyer. And at the same time, you're going to have to do the repairs anyway, so we might as well check them out, see what's going on, get them fixed, so that when a buyer does come in, or when you do get an offer on your house, it's already done. No muss, no fuss. We can move on to closing. Okay, so repair, replace, and maintain. So here's the interesting thing. We're talking about the mechanical systems in your house. So we're talking about HVAC and hot water heater and dishwasher and oven and all those kinds of things. Now, once you either replace those if they're really kind of old and can't be repaired, or you repair them, by a professional. The good news is that even if you decide not to sell your house, then it's going to be, you're going to make your life in that house, for as long as you're going to be there before you sell, you're going to be that much more comfortable. Okay. On the other hand, if you're getting these things repaired and replaced and maintained in order to sell your house, right, there's a real good return on investment on repairing or fixing, or even replacing your dishwasher or your HVAC system or whatnot, or your hot water heater. There's real good return on investment in those things, because when people see those things, like the hot water heater with a lot of rust on it, or the dishwasher that obviously has a lot of scale on it, right? They start thinking, well, what else is wrong with the house? What's wrong with the things I can't see, the pipes behind the walls and those kinds of things. I remember the story years ago about the CEO of Southwest Airlines. He used to fly in his planes in kind of incognito, right? And he used to say, if a passenger got on the plane and saw the ashtray had cigarette butts, this is when you can smoke on a plane, cigarette butts, then that translated to them that the engines needed repair, and so it's a big stretch. But you can understand that if you see some things in the house, mechanicals in the house, that are in disrepair or need to be repaired or replaced or refixed, that's going to people's minds are going to start to wander and say, what else is wrong? What else is going on in this house that I don't know about, that I can't see, that's going to cost me money when I buy it? Okay, so you take a closer look at some of these systems, the electrical boxes and wiring, to make sure they're in good shape. Everything's labeled, and all the fuses are the correct fuses. Natural gas lines and plumbing, and then naturally your central heat and air conditioning systems are in well maintained and in good shape. Now these could affect, like I just said a couple of seconds ago, these could affect the price, okay? As a buyer's agent, I'm gonna walk in there and I'm gonna say, look, I see that the hot water heater's got rust on it, or there's a leak over here, or there's there's a brush around the HVAC system outside, the air conditioning system outside, or maybe, geez, it looks like it's been beat up or something along those lines. I'm going to then convince my client either, first of all, we're going to get a home inspection. And if that home inspection leads to something that's, oh, the HVAC system needs to be maintained, I'm gonna go for the jugular, right? And I'm gonna say, hey, we want this, to be inspected by an HVAC guy. We want to see your maintenance records, and maybe we get the thing replaced, or maybe we get an allowance to make sure that, because this thing is gonna, fall apart next week. Okay. So as a buyer's agent, I'm gonna go for it, So you want to make sure that a vulture like me, doesn't have the ammunition to talk his people into lowering the price or asking for an allowance or something like that. The National Association of Realtors, kind of a funny statistic I found, is the National Association of Realtors said that 65% of home buyers surveyed were concerned or very concerned that the house either had central air system or had a good working central air system. And why is that? Because frankly, next to the roof, okay, the HVAC system is the most expensive. Let's just call it mechanical in your house. The roof isn't quite mechanical, but compared to the roof, the air conditioning system is the second, it's like the second most expensive things you may have to replace in your house. And so hire a professional. Guys, I know you want to go out and you want to fix it yourself, but you know what? Hire a professional. Hire a certified plumber to inspect the entire water system. They can do a pressure test, kind of see whether there's any leaks or not. And if you have a well or a septic system, maybe they go out and check out the leach field and all those kinds of things. Hire an electrician to check the wiring, make sure your plugs are in good order, make sure you got those GFCI plugs where they're supposed to be according to code. Okay, spend a couple of bucks, put them in the right places, because again, I'm going to come in there and I'm going to ask that they be put in the correct places. Call a local HVAC guy to come in and check your HVAC system. Have them perform a thorough test, and put yourself on a maintenance plan. Hey, we have a maintenance plan with Advent Air Conditioning. They come in every 6 months. They replace filters, they check the systems and all those kinds of things. And I think it's kind of well worth the money. Contact your natural gas supplier, whoever they may be, and have them do a double check on the mechanicals. So the pipes leading to the house, and then up to your systems, up to your stove, your fireplaces, your heating system. Make sure that those are all in good shape. There's no leaks, those kinds of things, and make sure that they're so that they're tightened up. And all those things can help in the long run, when you try to sell your house. Next week, one of my favorite features of the year, 4th of July fun facts. You're not going to want to miss it. This is Steve DePaul for the Rose Realty team. I'm going to bounce.